Welcome to the Wrestling Replay. It's CATO here with the Monday Night Raw replay of the week. This episode of Monday Night Raw has been one of the better episodes of Monday Night Raw than we have seen in recent weeks. I will say that. Now, I have some things to get to. I have a issue. I think I have a solution for the issue that I have with what's going on with Monday Night Raw. I think I figured out the problem. But before we get there, I'm going to run through a quick few matches and then I'll get to my point, and I think it will all tie in once I let you know exactly what I'm thinking about, right? So we had a match between AJ Styles and Elias where AJ defeated Elias via disqualification when Riker got himself involved and was ran off by Omos, and then of course he came back to run off Elias from attacking AJ Styles, right? It was a decent matchup. I am one of the guys who've always said Elias should have a bigger role as a singles competitor. This tag team between him and Riker doesn't seem to be gelling as much. I wouldn't even mind them sending Jackson Riker back down or back over to NXT. I hate saying down to NXT as if it's like a downgrade, but it's really good wrestling over there right now. So I wouldn't mind seeing him moving back over to NXT. We got to see a rematch between Angel Garza and Drew Gulak, where Angel Garza once again beat Drew Gulak and shoved the rolls down his throat like he said he would this week. These guys are two great in-ring talents, right? These guys can both really wrestle. They can put on great wrestling matches. And Angel Garza, he's the type to have, he has a really good persona as a wrestler. I like his persona a lot. Gulak, he's more of that, just that gritty type wrestler, kind of like that Daniel Bryan, kind of like that underdog. So his character is pretty fine. Let's move on. This is gonna be pretty quick. We got Damian Priest defeated James Morrison in a lumberjack match. No zombies, thank God this time. No zombies, but two things we noticed right off the bat. One, Miz was nowhere to be found, eaten by zombies, whatever that means, right? Nowhere to be found. And James Morrison once again loses to Damian Priest. I was hoping that at the pay-per-view will be the last we've seen Damian Priest in a match with the Miz and Morrison, hoping that he was able to move on and do something else. Speaking of rematches, we also got to see a rematch between Sheamus and Ricochet. That was a rematch to the pay-per-view kickoff show where Ricochet answered the open challenge. He couldn't get over the hump that time. He couldn't beat Sheamus neither on Monday Night Raw. Now that we got those matches out the way, and if this even matters to anyone, R-Truth lost his 24/7 championship once again to Tozawa. So with all that said, my issue, I think, with Monday Night Raw, one being a 3-hour show, they are able to display and do a lot more things than you would in a 2-hour show. When we get matches like AJ Styles versus Elias, Angel Garza versus Drew Gulak, Damian Priest and Morrison, even Ricochet, someone who I haven't seen in forever on TV, right? And I say Damian Priest needs to move on to something else. Or I would like to see Ricochet more, or Cedric Alexander more, or Elias would do well as a singles competitor. When you think about it, there's nothing for them to move on to, right? You have 2 singles titles on Monday Night Raw. With a roster that size, I think they need to add another title. I think they need to add a TV title because guys like Elias, Riker, Drew Gulak, Garza, Ricochet, Alexander, Shelton Benjamin, AJ Styles for that matter, Sheamus for that matter, Matt Riddle. These are guys, Keith Lee, the list goes on. These are guys that really don't have a situation to move on to. You can only have so many guys in the feud for these, the world title or for the US title, right? I think they need to create a TV title. The 24/7 championship, that's a joke. No one really takes it seriously. I think if you get a TV title, something where the TV time limit, 10 or 15 minutes, whatever you want it to be, and you put it on guys like Damian Priest or Angel Garza or Drew Gulak or even Morrison for that matter, The Miz for that matter, right? Someone, a weasel like The Miz will be perfect as your first TV champion because one, he does Miz TV, right? He's always going to be seen on Monday Night Raw. Two, you have to beat Miz within a certain time limit. If he can't beat you or feel like he can't, he doesn't have to run anymore. He can just wait till the time expires. And how annoying and frustrating would his character be if he just let time expire all the time in his matches? He doesn't really have to win to retain his title. That would just boost that weasel character that he already is even more to like a higher level. It would make you hate him twice as much as you do now. But I say that because it's like, okay, when guys are coming to Monday Night Raw, maybe they're coming from SmackDown and they're drafted, or maybe they're coming over from NXT, or maybe it's just a new talent from wherever WWE decide to, get this talent from. These guys really don't have anything to go for or fight for if it's not the U.S. or the World Championship. You could put them in a feud with an average person like Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. When that feud is over, where does it go? Where will Cedric Alexander go? Where will Shelton Benjamin go? Neither one of these guys are going to go for the world title. Let's be honest. I don't think that's happening. I don't know if whatever heel it is, if Sheamus is still the U.S. champion, I doubt we're going to see the heel Cedric Alexander go and actually challenge Sheamus. So right now you have the 3 legit heel champions on Monday Night Raw, not including the women's championships, I should say. So these guys need something to fight for. These guys need something like milestones, I should say. I became the TV title. That's going to help propel me to this United States title to hopefully help propel me to the world title. I think that's what's missing on Monday Night Raw. Somewhere like SmackDown or NXT where it's a 2-hour show and the roster is not as big, it works only having 2 titles. So I would love to see Monday Night Raw actually incorporate a TV title. That's a championship that I think will be able to gain some prestige, not as much as your current 2, but at the same time, everyone kind of know what it is. You've been partnered with USA for what, over 20 years, almost 30 years now, right? Close to that mark. Why not make a TV title? I think that would be a good solution for the men's single scene, because right now it's like, it feel like you're pairing guys, but there's no real reason. Like, they're going nowhere else after their feud end. Like Drew Gulak and Angel Garza. When this is over, okay, now what? It'll just be another senseless feud unless, there's a new United States champion or a new world champion for one of these guys to try to go after. But let's be honest, you don't see Garza or Gulak in a world championship match. I can't fathom that. Not against Bobby Lashley. Not right now. That was my issue, is that I feel like it's a lot of guys on the roster that are just in limbo and they don't have anywhere to really go next. There's no milestones. King of the Ring, if it happens, will only happen once. And there'll only be one person to win that. And that could be from either brand, unless they do the brand and brand kings again or something like that. But that's only one milestone. The Royal Rumble, there's only one winner of the Royal Rumble. And there's only one title shot that's being challenged for at WrestleMania from the winner of the Royal Rumble, and there's only one Money in the Bank winner. Depending on how they want to do things with Money in the Bank, they could change it however they want to do. But that's the issue right now, I feel like, with Monday Night Raw and the single scene. And that's the solution that I have for it, is just by adding a TV title. That's easily adding a title. That's a match that's adding substance. Not just 2 guys thrown out there and no one really cares why. And there's a reason for people to tune in every week. You don't have to have the United States champion giving an open challenge every week. That's what your TV title is for. You know somebody is going to challenge for that TV title every single week. So that's where your workers can be at. Your guys who are really good in the ring, your guys who are popular, your guys who you want to really gain some momentum and steam behind before you propel them into, the United States, maybe a tag team or the world title scene. They can live there first. That would make a lot of sense to me. Now, let's move on to the women. I'm confused. I don't know if, they heard what I was saying or maybe seen Batista tweet or something, but Asuka managed to pick up the win over Charlotte Flair. I don't know where this Raw Women's Championship title scene is going now. I really don't. Rhea Ripley has defeated Asuka on 3 different, she's pinned Asuka on 3 different occasions, defeated her in a one-on-one match 2 times in the past, month or so. So if this is leading to Asuka and Rhea Ripley, you would have to believe that Asuka is somehow gonna beat Rhea Ripley this time. Somehow gonna, this is gonna be Asuka's turn to, get that title back. At the same time, it's no way Charlotte Flair is taking this laying down. The whole reason for this match was because Charlotte Flair thought she deserved the singles match with Rhea Ripley, and that's where I thought we was heading. So I don't really know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know where this women's title scene is going. I really want to say it was Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair in another feud that was going to be really, really good. But now with Asuka getting that win, maybe this is Asuka getting back on a horse. So we'll really have to stay in tune for next week to see what happens on Monday Night Raw. I don't know if they're going to maybe have a women's title match on Raw. They're going to save it for a pay-per-view. But I just know now Asuka definitely put herself back in the hunt. Now on to the tag team match where the women defended their tag team titles against the former champions Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. But it was Natalya and Tamina getting the job done once again, but this time with a little bit of help from Alexa Bliss. Of all people, what? Alexa Bliss helped the champs retain their title. Are we going to see a situation where Shayna Baszler is fed up with Nia Jax and Reginald? If Nia Jax would have been paying attention to what was going on in the ring and not to Reginald getting burned by the fire, or at least the fire getting into his eyes or whatever, maybe they would have won this matchup, right? Maybe she would have been there to stop the pin. I don't know. But I really want to see now what's going to happen with Alexa Bliss, the tag team champions. She didn't have her eye on those two in the 3-on-3 tag team matchup. So I'm not really sure why she decided to help them out. They were on the playground with her early in the episode, but it still really didn't make sense. They really haven't put any pieces together yet. I think this is going to be a nice little slow build to kind of tell Alexa Bliss side of the story of why she's helping the tag team champions, or maybe she has a feud or an issue with Nia Jax and Baszler. I don't know. I would still like to see her bring Asuka over to the dark side. I think that would be absolutely fire still. So we have to take a wait and see approach on that. What I really want to get to, what really kind of helped bring this episode back to life on Monday Night Raw, is Kofi Kingston going to defeat Randy Orton in a one-on-one singles competition. They had the whole situation last week where Randy gave both of the New Day members an RKO after their match. So Kofi took it upon himself to, challenge Randy to a singles match. He got the job done. More importantly, after the match, we seen Matt Riddle shove Xavier Woods. Could we be hinting to Randy Orton bringing Matt Riddle over to, that snake side, that hillside that he lives on? Put some of those voices in Matt Riddle's head. Well, I think Matt Riddle already got some, but, maybe bring him over to that hillside. That can be a team that can go against AJ Styles and Omos and take those tag team titles away from them. What happens later in the night after Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman get denied for any type of rematch with Bobby Lashley and his open challenge, Kofi Kingston accepts his second match of the night. He accepts the challenge. Of course, MVP and Bobby weasel out and says, all right, look, it's not for the title, but we'll get you a one-on-one match with the champ. Kofi pulls it off again. Kofi beats Bobby Lashley. This is very believable. Hold on a minute. This is very believable. It wasn't too long ago that Kofi was a world champion. Granted, he lost in dominant fashion, in quick, embarrassing fashion to Brock Lesnar, which was horrible booking on WWE part. It was, disgraceful, I would say. But he is a former world champion. New Day seem to be out of the tag team picture. Like, that's not their focus right now. So if Kofi focus is now on that world title, he's a very believable contender for that championship. Not only that, he also beat Bobby Lashley. Now, this is someone that Bobby hasn't defended his title against yet, a former champion, and this could be someone who actually have a chance or a shot at taking that title away from him, especially with Xavier Woods on the outside of the ring, serving as a distraction like he normally does when he's on ringside. My thinking is Kofi get propelled into the world title scene and challenge Bobby Lashley for that championship title at Hell in a Cell. Now, to get to Hell in a Cell, I feel like there's always like a rhyme or reason for guys to fight in the Hell in a Cell, because they want to get the feud has gotten to a certain point or a level of violence that need to be had, or there's been so much outside interference that we need this cage to stop everyone from getting involved. So if these guys lock it up at Hell in a Cell, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't even mind a fatal 4-way match in Hell in a Cell with Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman, but I do rather see Kofi Kingston fight Bobby Lashley one-on-one at some point for that world title. Now, that's been the Monday Night Raw replay. That's all we had that really went on the show. Nothing too much. The Miz wasn't there, of course. We didn't get to see the tag team champions in tag team action, which I would like to see. And I'm still waiting on what's going to happen with The Fiend. I think everyone's kind of waiting on that to see how they bring him back, or if they want to bring him back, or whatever they're going to do with him. If he even stays on Monday Night Raw, who knows, right? So, let me know what you guys think about Kofi Kingston and Bobby Lashley fighting for the world title. Would that be a match that you guys think you would really want to see? What do you think Alexa Bliss has on her mind? What do you think her plans are with helping out Natalia and Tamir? Or do you think she's ready just sticking it to Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax? I don't know, man. It's like finally we getting at least a few storylines that may be interesting and may, keep people watching for a little bit, but they still have a lot more work to do. What do you guys think about these guys adding a television title to the mix? I think that would really help boost the product and boost the brand up a little bit, and really give these guys who need to be propelled or kind of just waiting in the wings something to fight for, rather than just having match after match and it doesn't really mean anything, But that's all I got for Monday Night Raw. I'll see you guys back here for AEW Dynamite. And don't forget, make sure you go follow us on @TheWrestlingReplay on Instagram. We have our giveaway. Got that Razor Ramon collector's box sitting right there in the background over my shoulder. People have already entered, so make sure you throw your name in that hat. I'll be using a random tool via internet to decide who wins. I'm going to do it live so everyone can see it. All your names will be in there, so whoever the winner is, congratulations, good luck. The contest will be running for about 2 weeks. I think Sunday it ends. I think the 30th it ends, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll be running for about 2 weeks. So make sure you get your name in the hat. So before you guys head out, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. I'm CATO. I'm out of here. Peace.